G'day, Steve Morgan here, Fishing Media and ABT. Doing a bit of work this morning. I'm out on Wyaralong Dam filming some content for Mercury with one of their Avator owners, one of their electric motors. In fact, I'm an Avator owner as well. That 35E is mine right there, and gets me up and down the dam. Awesome. This is an electric only lake, so you can have all your 2 strokes are better, 4 strokes are better. Guess what? On an electric only dam, electric motor's better. Anyway, doing that with Rodney Sinclair today. We filmed a heap of cutaway. Rodney's up trying to find some fish, and I've just dropped onto this point here behind me, trying to get away from the bait fish actually. And I'm pretty lazy. I didn't bring many rods. I did bring this rod here, one of my straight through brim rods from the Australian Open, 3 pound straight through fluorocarbon, a Pro Lure hybrid shrimp on it. And man, someone's learned how to perspective mode scope bass on these things. I don't have any footage of actually doing it. I haven't got a tripod with me right now, but I've caught about 5 bass to 50 centimetres, mainly on the hybrid shrimp, couple on the Rapala Crush City jerk, but scoping in quite shallow water. Now, the way this lake's set up at the moment, out in the middle of the lake here, it's full of bait. It's glassy. You might be able to see in the background there's just bait everywhere. In closer to the bank, there's less bait, but in closer to the bank, there are packs of bass, and I thought they were carp at the start. I came into the bank and said, I'm going to catch a carp on a hybrid shrimp, and threw in front of this one fish swimming along. It ate it, and it was about a 47 fork bass, so that was pretty cool. So I've been targeting those ever since now. There are packs of them, 5 or 6 of them around. You can see a cutaway here of what they look like, these little packs of bass swimming around. I'm throwing this really slow sinking hybrid shrimp into them. When it gets to them, I'm just sort of whipping it away like a shrimp, and it's so realistic, they're just smashing it. I don't have a net. All I've got is filming stuff, a couple of rods and a few lures. I've been landing them all by hand, but I'll tell you what, this is something I'm going to do more of coming into the winter as those fish get up into the shallows. They definitely are going to be targetable on live scope. And whether you love or hate live scope, for me, it's just sight fishing with electronics, not sight fishing with my eyes. If I could see these things, I would be sight fishing for them, but I can't. So I'm using that and I'm sight fishing for them. And it's really cool. But anyway, that's my introduction to Tackle Fridays. Let's get back to the office, show you some stuff that's turned up. And by the magic of TV, here we are. Back in the office, update, ended up with about 15 fish from several different spots in Wyalong. In fact, it was the best day I've ever had in Wyalong. Normally 5 fish pulls me up. Normally some good ones in there, but I think maybe 2 or 3 under 40 centimetres. I think 7 over 50 by the end. There were some decent fish in there. Looking forward to maybe doing some streaming style, recording the live scope and fishing. I think we can do it in there. I just didn't have the gear to do it today, and I didn't have the time or inclination to do it, but hell, I'm going to go and do that again. This was the bait they were on. They were a bit of a star for me down in Sydney. Adam from fishing.com.au, I ordered some more from him. He got them to me before the Hawkesbury event, but the little natural coloured hybrid shrimps, got it done. 3 pound line straight through. The bass sort of fight funny on them. If you don't pull hard on the bass, they don't pull that hard back. And it was I actually caught all of those fish, had to retie 1 or 2 times, but did not even lose a bait. While we're talking of bass, I stocked up on a few of these. I don't think I put them in the Tackle Fridays, but I got 4 more of the Daiwa in-feet roll and crank monster cranks. I'm really liking these. You can throw them a long way. They dive quite deep, and the action looks pretty good. And they're available in some pretty cool colours. So the monster cranks I'm liking. I was sort of, you know, my go-to crankbait in that size at the moment is the Hide Up 100 in that chartreuse. I call it the golf ball colour. But I think this is going to be a real viable alternative to that, the monster cranks. I'm looking forward to actually having a good river bass session and maybe catching a few on that. So thanks to Braden from Daiwa for sending those up. Thirdly, look at this. I didn't even order these. These just turned up from Adam at fishing.com.au. This is the bag of goodies, and probably the same price as goodies as well. So there's a whole lot of bait fish coloured and the brown translucent stick minnows in there without hooks. Don't know what these two are. I know what Adam does. He slips a few of those things in, and I use them, and then I want to order some more. So Adam, thank you for that. He was watching my streams, obviously. Didn't like me using the Oz tackle ones, and let's face it, I can't get them anymore anyway. If you've got some of those left, they still catch fish, but moving forward, I can get these ones, and I was using these at the start of the Hawkesbury and during some of the Open anyway. I shied away from anything with an insert in it, but these ones here, no insert. They would have been fine if I had any, and I hadn't lost them all, fishing them all on 2 and 3 pound stupid ass line. So the stick minnows are here. And I think that's it for Tackle Fridays. A lot going on. We've been working on the Australian Open highlights. Those highlights, the day 2 ones are going to be launched tonight. So day 1 got launched on Monday. Those ones sometime tonight when I render them and get them up. And next week sometime the day 3 ones. And we'll be all out of highlights just in time for our next series of ABT events. Thank you very much for last Tackle Fridays as well. The one at Manning River Marine was the best Tackle Fridays we've ever done for numbers. Obviously, you guys love looking in tackle stores in the deep dark corners at cool stuff that you didn't think existed. So we're going to do more of that down in the future. I think next week, probably a little bit more gear and a more elaborate one, but I worked today and I caught some fish on my tackle, and that's what it was, and this is Tackle Fridays.